Hello students, welcome to Academia. Today our topic is compound epithelial tissue. In the previous discussion of simple epithelial tissue, what we have seen? We have seen that they are made up of single layer of epithelial cells, as well as also seen that they are of 5 types. Here they are of cells, and here they are also 5 in number. Number 1 is transitional. Number 2, stratified squamous cornified. Number 3, stratified squamous non-cornified. Number 4, stratified columnar, and number 5 is stratified columnar ciliated. In these 5 categories, there are more than one layer of cells are present. The meaning of stratified is layered. And the cornified and non-cornified, the main difference between these two are one contain keratin granules and another don't have the keratin granules inside. So one by one, when we see their characteristics, we can easily understand that how these 5 types of epithelial tissue are compound in nature. In today's discussion, we discuss the first type, that is the transitional epithelial tissue. In the characteristic features of transitional epithelial tissue, we found 3 to 4 layers of cell, and the cell layers are of different type. So this is number 1. The cells in the superficial layer are large, flat, irregularly quadrilateral, and often containing 2 nuclei. So when we go through the diagram, then we can easily understand that what is the type of cells are present in these 3 to 4 layers. The next character is pyriform. Pyriform cells with rounded ends. And fitting into the cup-shaped depressions on the deep surface of the cell. In the superficial layer. So, The superficial layer cells are large, flat, irregularly quadrilateral, and then the next layer consists of the cell which are called pyriform cells, and they have rounded ends outside and fitting into the cup-shaped depression. So next we draw the diagram, then we can understand that how the cell layers are present in the transitional epithelial tissue. So the figure shows this is the superficial layer cells having single or more than one nuclei. Then these are the next round of cells. Which are called pyriform cells. So these are the pyriform cells which are present in the next layer of the transitional epithelial tissue. Next, another layer is there. So another layer of polyhedral cells. So we will draw. So this is the diagram of the transitional epithelial tissue. These cells are called the pyriform cells, which are present after the superficial cell layer. Then the next one or two layers consists of small polyhedral cells which remain packed in between the pointed ends of pyriform cells of the second layer. So these are the polyhedral cells. We see that these polyhedral cells are present in between the pointed ends of the pyriform cells. So this is the superficial. So after the superficial layer, the next layer cells are called pyriform cells. So these are the pyriform cells which are present after the superficial layer cells. So this layer is called superficial layer. So this one is a superficial layer. Then after that the cells are called pyriform cells. Then the next one or two layer consists of small polyhedral cells. So these are the polyhedral cells which remain packed in between the pointed end of the pyriform cell. So we can easily see that in between the pointed ends of the pyriform cells, these polyhedral cells are found. So these are the different cell distributions in the layers of the transitional epithelial tissue. So this is the diagram of transitional epithelial tissue. So this figure is the diagram of the transitional epithelial tissue. So this is the next point about the polyhedral cells. Which one is the last layer of the transitional epithelial tissue? Okay, so now we see the distribution of this tissue. In which parts of the body these transitional epithelial cells are found? They are found in pelvis of kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, upper part of urethra. Etc. So these are the important locations where we can easily find the transitional epithelial tissue. Like the other epithelial tissues, the functions of these transitional epithelial tissue is also protection. Number one is protection. They have the protective function. Number two, they prevents reabsorption of the excreted material back to the system. Number three, they prevent indrawing of water from blood and tissues by the higher osmotic pressure of urine. Generally, we know that these kind of transitional tissues are found in kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, part of urethra. So, in the excretory system basically. So, in that system, as the kidney is responsible for the reabsorption, absorption process occur in the digestive system, in the digestive tract, but the reabsorption processes occur in the tubules of kidney. So they prevent the reabsorption of excreted material back to the system, as well as they also prevent the indrawing of water, that is so that the water cannot again come to the cells from blood and the tissues by the higher osmotic pressure of the urine. So these are the main functions of the transitional epithelial tissue. So hope this first type of compound epithelial tissue are understood by all you students. We will also discuss some questions and their answers, MCQs, in our next section. So go through the contents and try to internalize the whole thing. If you have any query, any problem, then do comment in the sections or tell me during the class hours. Thank you.